Hello, this is Courtney here, and I wanted to show you how we are going to use Google Docs and Google Drive in order to submit some assignments. You may or may not be familiar with using Google Apps for Educators, but it's a great way to be collaborative and also give feedback. So that's how we're going to use it in this course. The first thing I want you to do is go to google.com, and then on the right side, it just says it a little bit, it says sign in, okay? And I'm going to click on this button that says sign in. And you may be in an account already. I'm going to go back for a minute. If you're in an account already, it might already say your name in the top right corner. In that case, sign out of your account and then sign into your UNE account. So here's my UNE account, and I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Now I'm here. I know that I am because it says cgraphius@une.edu. I'm going to go to this little grid, which are my apps, and I want to go to Google Drive, this triangle. When you're in Google Drive, you may have some documents in there, you may have some other files in there. I'm going to click on my drive here. I have quite a few in here, although I've cleaned some out recently. So Google Drive is a storage receptacle. Google Docs, I'm going to go to the Create menu, is a place where you can actually do some creating of documents or presentations. Those are the two that we're going to use in this term. We may use forms as well. So here I am in my Google Drive, and I know I'm in my drive because it's highlighted in red here. I also have my shared drive, and I know I'm in that because that's highlighted in red. Okay, going back to Google Drive, there are a couple of folders that I'd like you to create. So go up to the top where it says Create and a folder. And the first one I want you to create is a Work in Progress folder for yourself. And I'm going to call this Work in Progress EDU 741 Assignments. This folder is just for you. Okay. So now I can see that in my Google Drive it's down at the bottom. I can also see it's on the left side here because my little arrow is dropped down. If I were to deselect that, then I wouldn't see it, but I select it again and I see my couple of folders that I have here. Okay? So my Work in Progress folder. Your Work in Progress folder is going to be for assignments that you're working on. And that's where you're going to keep those assignments before you share them with me. The second folder I want you to create is going to be one that you do share with me. And it's going to be called your submitted work folder. So you're going to call it your last name. So I would do Graphius C 741 or EDU 741, whichever you want to call it, submitted work. Okay? And this is going to be where you actually keep your work for the course that you pass in to me. Now there's something else I want you to do with just this folder, but not your Work in Progress folder. So select it by clicking the box on the left, and then go up to Share, the little person with the plus sign at the top, and add me here. So I'm going to do cgraphius. I'm going to find the account that I want. In this case, I'm just going to choose a different account because I don't want to share it with this account. And then you can either select notify people by email or you can deselect this. Either one is fine for me. And then I'm going to select OK, 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 and you know what? I can't send it to this one. So let me do one that has, okay, this one should work. And OK, OK, yes, and done. You may not get as many prompts as I do. Okay, so now I know that this one has been shared because there's a little person right here. There's a little person that's inside of it, and I know that that's a shared folder. Okay, let's go to your Work in Progress folder. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Click on it. There are no files here right now, but you are going to be creating 4 files in here. And maybe you just want to go ahead and create them right now. The list of 4 files is actually in a different folder. Let me show you my folder that has. Okay. This one here shows you the 4 assignments, and actually it's 5 assignments. It's these square bullets here. these are the ones that you're going to be creating. Okay, so I'm going to just pull this off to the side for a minute and go back to my Google Drive. Okay, my work in progress folder. Now I'm in this folder and I want to create 4 assignments. And at the top, I'm going to select where it says Untitled Document, and I'm going to change the name. And I'm going to call this my name, Graphia C. And then the first one is, let's see, Profile Template. This, actually, I'm going to skip that one for now, and you'll see why in a minute. Let's go to Part 3, Identification of a New Assessment Tool paragraph. And that's under Classroom Assessment. So, Classroom Assessment, Part 3. I can just call it Part 3, okay? And here is where I'm actually going to do my typing and complete that paragraph. Let's go to this document again, okay? And so we're at Part 3, Identification of a New Assessment Tool paragraph, all right? So that's one that you're going to create in your drive, in this folder, your work in progress folder. The next one is Assessment Inquiry Project Task 2. So I'm going to go back to my drive, get rid of this tab, and again I'm going to go to my work in progress folder, create, and my last name, first initial. When I'm naming it, go up here, okay. So Graphius C class, let's see, now this is Assessment Inquiry Project Task 2, okay. And I can go back to my Google Drive. I'm just going to do one more for the sake of illustration, and you can finish making your files and assignments on your own. Okay, I'm going to go back again to my work in progress folder. You can see I have 2. And the next one that I need to have in here, again back to my list, is this one right here, Task 3 under the Assessment Inquiry Project. So I'm in my work in progress folder. You want to make sure that you're in the right folder because that's a really important thing to do so you can stay organized and you're not wondering where things are. And I've got to check back on the name of it. It's Assessment Inquiry Project Task 3. Okay. And that's there. I can go back to my drive in the top left corner. Just going to X out of here. I have quite a few folders open right now, so I don't need those all open. Okay, and then let's go ahead actually and do task 4 for that same one. Create document, last name, first initial. This will help me to stay organized and know who's submitted their work in my Google Drive when you share it with me. Inquiry. Assessment Inquiry Project Task 4. I told you that you're going to have 5 things in your work in progress folder. The 5th thing is actually going to be one that you shared with me, and it's going to be this Part 1 profile template. Like it says here, I am going to share that template with you, and you're going to make a copy, rename it, and move it to your work in progress folder. So let me show you what you're going to do. Right after I create this tutorial, I'm actually going to be sharing that document with you, so you will have it in your shared drive. I showed you earlier how down below here, you can go to your shared with me drive, okay? And if you have something in your shared with me drive, you can move it into your drive, and I would suggest doing that. So I'm going to check here, and we're going to move it to a specific folder. We're going to move it to the work in Actually, hang on. Before we do that, let's open this. Let's go File. This is view only right now, and you're going to receive the assessment classroom profile as a view only. And you're going to go to File, make a copy, and here's where you're going to change it. You're going to change where it says copy of to last name, first initial, and then you can keep the name of the assignment. For you, it will say assessment profile, and then we're going to select OK. And we're all done with that test one, the original document. We don't need that anymore. And now we're going to move this into your correct folder in your Google Drive. So you can go to File, Move to Folder. That's another way to move a document. And we're going to move it into the Work in Progress folder. The reason you're putting all of these in the Work in Progress folder as opposed to the Submitted Work folder is because you don't want me to have access to your work until you've completed it. So when it's done, you're going to move it into the Work in Progress folder, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Okay, so the test document has been copied and put in my Work in Progress folder. Going back to the Shared With Me folder, if you want, you can select this and delete it because you've already dealt with it and you filed it and you don't need it any longer. I told you that I was going to tell you how you can move a document when it's complete into your Submitted Work folder so that I can have access to it and so that I can know that it's ready for me to look at and give you feedback on. And here's how you can do that. Take the document, let's say this is the one that I've done, and you can move it, you can select it, and then you can move it into your Submitted Work folder. So I'm going to select that and move to Submitted Work folder and go ahead and move it. Okay, so now it's moved out of my Work in Progress, I'm done with it, and into my Submitted Work folder, and here it is. And you can see up here that I have access to it. Okay, so I can go ahead and make comments on it. And that's how you're going to get feedback from me, is I'm going to make comments on your work. So select this. I'm going to insert a comment. And you'll see your comment when you open it up. Okay? And I'll be telling you more about that as the class goes on. So that's what you need to do. The last step that you need to take is to submit this link to the document in Submitted Assignments in Blackboard. So in order to get the link, you go up to where it says Share, select that, and then here's the link. It's already highlighted, so I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go Control-C for copy, select Done. Now I'm going to go over to my Blackboard tab, and I'm in Submit Assignments. For you, it looks different. I'm looking at the Teacher and Editable interface, but you would go down to your assignment and you would open it up, and then you would just paste in that link and submit it. That's so that we can keep a record that you did in fact submit an assignment. Okay? The Google part is so that I can give you some really good feedback. So again, this is what you need to do. You need to create your folders, your 2 folders. You need to go to your Work in Progress folder and have 5 altogether, including the one that I share with you, this first one. 5 documents in there. When your assignment is complete, move it into the Submitted Work folder, and I'll be able to see it. Finally, submit your link to the document in Submitted Assignments in Blackboard. I hope that this will be beneficial for you and that you can see how you might be able to use it with your students in giving collaborative feedback and having your students possibly use Google Docs as well. Please let me know if you have questions.